So, guys, we have just jumped on a wee call with Jacob, who is somebody that is involved heavily with our Northern Lights experience. So, it's our Burns Light sort of production that's going on. So, I'll let Jacob introduce himself and what he is going to actually be doing with the Northern Lights.
Hello, hi there. My name's Jacob, and I'm creating the animations and the motion graphics for the Burns Light piece. I'll be creating the content based on a storyboard and a soundtrack that has been created by Gary, and yeah, I'll be animating and bringing it to life essentially.
So, how have you found it so far? How's the project going for you?
It's been really great. There's some really good ideas. I've been given a nice storyboard and a great piece of music, and I'm working with some fantastic people actually. And I think everyone's like doing their part, which I find really encouraging. And at the minute, I'm finalising my storyboard phase, which is having a visual key to the writing and the script.
And what have you ever done anything like this before, like a piece with this sort of detail before?
I've worked on different parts, nothing particularly related to heritage, so it's really great to create a piece for Burns. This piece it's very full. There's lots of different elements, and it's a kind of like a timeline essentially of the mausoleum, Burns's life, and the heritage of the site. So no, not in particular.
So what kind of got you into this career? Did you start off small, or did you kind of go study anything like this?
I studied sound. I studied sound for film originally, and then that turned into me creating the film instead. But I stumbled across this really. I was really into motion graphics and animation, and then I started learning 3D, and then I ended up learning projection mapping essentially, which is the content creation of projecting onto 3D spaces.
Amazing. And see, if somebody was wanting to get into a similar sort of line of work, what would be your best advice for somebody going forward?
I would first understand some of the tools. Have inspiration first of all, and then kind of break it down. So, for instance, this is like projection mapping, and I would recommend creating some motion graphics or some moving graphics, and getting a cheap projector and a cheap laptop, playing around with those tools, or even asking someone that does projection mapping, or get introduced into light festivals around the country. I would definitely start there, and knowing what you need to search for, be that content creation or projection mapping or 3D experiences or immersive experiences, and from there you can kind of understand the firms and companies that are doing it, and do your research that way. So understanding what you want to do first is probably the best tip.
Amazing. And what has been your favourite part of the project, so far?
My favourite, well, there is a nice part of the project, quite a few parts of the project where we're actually using the physical space. So we're projecting onto the mausoleum, and there's a part of it where it's being deconstructed, and I'm currently working on that today, and it's going very well. So I'm projecting the texture back on the building, so then I can send it to the technical team to make sure that everything's okay and there's not going to be any hiccups on the day. So this is just a simple test of how it would work, how the mausoleum would deconstruct. And there's other parts. So yeah, I like using the space and breaking it down and cracking it and putting lots of texture on it. So that's been my favourite part so far.
Amazing. Well, we're loving seeing how it's coming along, and we can't wait to see the finished piece. So thank you very much, Jacob, and I'm sure we will catch up with you very, very soon.
Super. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Gold.